Hello, fish friends. Are you ready for an itty-bitty tiny tour of the New England Aquarium? I hope you are, because my name is Madison and I am the aquarium's mini tour guide. Today, in honor of the Valentine's season, we're going to take a look at some of our animals who are in relationships, starting with our living corals. Something you might not know about corals is they're not just pretty underwater flowers. In fact, a single coral, like any one of the corals behind me, is a colony of thousands of tiny animals called polyps. Now, every polyp shares the same DNA. It is technically one organism. It's actually a colonial organism. But that's not all that's going on in a coral. Coral is in a very important and very close relationship with a tiny microscopic marine algae called zooxanthellae. Each one of those thousands of polyps has a little bit of zooxanthellae living inside of it. Now the coral provides that zooxanthellae a safe place to live, shelter. In return, the zooxanthellae, through photosynthesis, turns sunlight into sugar, which it feeds the coral. And that sugar provides corals upwards of 70% of their nutrients. So that is a very important relationship. Because of the relationship between coral polyps and zooxanthellae, corals are able to grow and form these massive underwater cities that we call coral reefs. Now, 1 out of every 4 species known in the ocean lives on a coral reef. Talk about the power of friendship. Moving up to our second floor, we move from friendship to romance. Behind me is our weedy Seadragon exhibit, and although these animals are famous for their excellent camouflage, can you see them? There's also something pretty special about their mating ritual. Like many of us, these animals enjoy a little courtship dance. So once in a blue moon, weedy Seadragons leave the safety of their weedy homes, and when they choose a mate, they start to mirror each other exactly, perfectly mirroring each other's movements as they rise in the water column, spinning and rising up to 10 feet above their weedy home. This is the most vulnerable time in a sea dragon's life because it's the only time they're visible to predators. But it's worth it. After their courtship dance, the female will deposit her eggs on the belly of the male. The male will then fertilize them and carry them on his abdomen until they hatch. That's some pretty good fatherhood. Speaking of fatherhood, I bring you back down to our first floor to talk about our penguin parents. Many of the penguins you'll see at the New England Aquarium are parents of their very own chicks. But what you might not know about penguins is they are monogamous. Now you might have heard a rumor that penguins mate for life. That is sometimes true, but what monogamy really means is that generally a penguin will mate with the same partner season after season. However, just like people, sometimes penguins change their minds. One thing that doesn't change though is their very good parenting skills. A mated pair, male and female, will take turns staying with the egg to make sure it's safe and warm. So those are some pretty good parents. However, not all penguin pairs are parents. In fact, we have some mated pairs of penguins who are male and male or female and female. Regardless of whether these penguins will ever produce offspring, you can still see them engaging in adorable bonding behaviors like preening, where they clean each other's feathers. Feathers are very important to penguins as they are the key to keeping them safe and warm in the water while they hunt. Pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed this mini tour of the New England Aquarium. If you're interested in learning more about our animals and the amazing behaviors they get up to during the day and night, be sure to tune in to all of New England Aquarium's social media channels. Hit that follow button. See you next time.